Another 4-wicket haul from young Tom Craddock, followed by runs from Billy Godleman and Ravi Bopara, pulled Essex right back into their LV County Championship match with Leicestershire in Southend-on-Sea. The first day had been dominated by the visitors, who resumed on 100 for 3, having bowled Essex out for just 144, and acting Leicestershire captain James Taylor tried to build on his side's advantage early on. However, in the 6th over of the day, and after the addition of 14 runs, Taylor offered Godleman a simple catch at short leg off the bowling of David Masters, as the New England Lions skipper went for 19. Spin had caused the majority of the problems on day 1, but the acting Essex captain Bopara stuck with the quick men first thing, and that allowed Josh Cobb and Wayne White to add enough runs to take their side into the lead with only 4 men out. A 5th one fell with a lead on 4. Cobb had made 30 when he feathered a ball from Bopara behind at 148 for 5. Ryan Tenduscarter was then close to picking up the wicket of White, who nearly deflected a defensive shot back onto his stumps, a place in Strictly Come Dancing beckons for the Leicestershire man. He'd made a sprightly 28 when he was dismissed by Tenduscarter, Adam Wheater taking another smart catch behind the stumps. Craddock was then introduced, and the 22-year-old leg spinner dragged his side back into the contest. He bowled Tom New via the inside edge. He had Jigger Nate leg before pushing forward to the final ball before lunch. And 4 balls into the afternoon session, he had Nathan Buck caught after he played a full ball into his ankle to lob a catch to Jake Mickleborough. That flurry of wickets had reduced Leicestershire to 187 for 9, and their lead was only 43. Claude Henderson was at least able to take his side beyond 200, but he then gave Craddock his 4th wicket, the 3rd time he's done that in just his 3rd match for the county. David Masters with the catch at mid-on. With Craddock taking 4 for 59, Leicestershire were all out for 202 to give them a first innings lead of 58, and that looked to be a good one when Tom Wesley lucklessly dragged a ball back onto his stumps to go for a 20-ball duck. It was a real struggle early on for the Essex batsmen against some very tidy bowling from the Leicestershire seamers. Owe Shah played some nice shots as always as he tried to get rid of that deficit, but it was not too long before Henderson was back into the attack. And he did for Shah after he advanced a long way down the wicket to take the left-arm spinner on. He missed the ball by some distance to give New an easy stumping. By tea, Essex had just moved ahead on 66 for 2, but they then took control of the game for the first time as Godleman and Bopara came together and put on easily the best partnership of the match to date. Godleman has really earned his corn since getting back into the Essex side. He hit his career best score in the last match, and he completed another 50 here. Boundaries were few and far between in it, but it still came in good time off 93 balls after 2 hours at the crease. This cut for 3 took him there for the 3rd time this summer, a summer filled with peaks and troughs for the former Middlesex man. Bopara had been the only batsman on the first day to really cope that well with the conditions. He top scored in Essex's first innings with 37, and he now wanted to prove that he can take the extra responsibility of the captaincy on his shoulders. This was the first time that he's done the job in the 4-day game, and it certainly wasn't having any adverse reaction on his batting, given the nature of some of these beautiful shots. With Godleman giving him excellent support in reaching 77, Essex had moved on to a total of 152 with a stand of 104 before Leicestershire finally broke through again. Godleman was the one to go as he missed time to flick off Nadeem Malik and found Henderson hovering at mid-on instead. With just over half an hour left in the day's play, Mickleborough came in to join Bopara, who'd passed his 50 off 84 balls by now. But the number 5 was to fall to the day's last ball as Mickleborough was bowled by Malik for 10. That may take the shine off what was a much better day for the home side, but they still ended it relatively well placed on 168 for 4, which gives them a lead of 110 with 6 wickets in hand. Bopara's wicket then is the big one now. He'll resume on the 3rd morning, unbeaten on 55, his highest score in 10 first-class innings.